Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're looking at a game that was played yesterday between Team BDS and Endpoint, and we are on the POV of Endpoint's new player, Seiko. This guy is a 17-year-old French player. I actually just assumed he would be 15 since all of the new mechanical players who keep popping up in the Rocket League Pro scene recently, they're usually 15 because that's when you can play RLCS. But this guy's 17, and Endpoint are the first big team who picked him up. But there were quite a lot of rumblings in the EU off-season about new players who are coming up and making a name for themselves in the run-up to the new RLCS season, and this guy was one of them. I have to give a shout-out to Rasmalthor, who did actually try to nominate Seiko for the SMAD EU draft. He did not get in, but I'd already heard of him at that point, and I'd heard from numerous players that he was an incredible player to watch out for, but I had not yet seen him play at a high-level tournament, so I decided not to go with Rasmalthor's suggestion. How foolish of us all, and Rasmalthor, of course, proved his worth with a win in the entire event there, so definitely knows his stuff. But anyway, Endpoint, not a new team to RLCS, and not a new team to RLCS finals in the online era, but they are definitely the underdogs here to Team BDS, who everybody expected to win this. Everybody thought BDS were just going to completely roll over Endpoint. Vitality eliminated in the Swiss stage at the European Open, and then Carmine Corp eliminated in the semi-final by Endpoint. Everybody assumed, including myself, okay, BDS are probably just going to run away with this one. We thought that they would be the favorites against anyone, but definitely Endpoint, who are massive underdogs. And their only other grand final they played in it was RLCS Season X. They did lose that 4-2 to Vitality, so this is definitely a massive underdog story for them. But I could have picked a game and picked a POV from all three of their players, any three of their players, I should say, and you'd be impressed because these guys played a great tournament, and it wasn't just Seiko, the new player, who's coming out of nowhere and destroying everybody. It was also Relating Wave, who for all of last season was quietly impressing a lot of Rocket League fans and viewers with his defensive play in particular, and Metsonoris as well. What a redemption story for him, going from being a LAN winner in E-League 2, I think it was, with TSM, to then being relegated with TSM, and now he's back winning events. So, like, truly incredible stuff. But okay, you might have noticed something there. That's another reason why I picked this replay out of the grand final games to show to you guys, and it was that right post. So remember the right post. We have now 2 goals for Seiko. He's been just quicker to the ball as it bounces out into the middle, and great finishing with the accurate shooting to the corners. That was something that Endpoint struggled with early on in this series. They were not shooting well, but as the series went on, they improved. They started to really hit their shots with confidence, especially Seiko. He didn't hold back at all, and although there were some hiccups in defense, they were still able to be more consistent than BDS, and I think do a phenomenal job at withstanding the BDS pressure that usually causes every team to crumble. Okay, there's another right post. A draw read by Metza. Recovers fast and gets another rebound off that same post that Seiko scored off just moments ago. I should probably have told you guys the context of this game, so without spoiling the entire storyline of the series, this is Endpoint in Series 1. It's a best of set format, so you need to win more than one series. It's at least 2 out of 3 series. This is the first series. BDS roared to a 3-1 lead. Looked like it was a done deal, and this is Endpoint trying to tie the series in Game 6. If you want to go watch this with the live casting, that's the one you want to go for. But both series were incredible. We had both teams making huge plays, both teams fighting back from really losing positions. But I couldn't believe this outcome myself, with Endpoint not really looking that strong in the Swiss stage in the day 1 matches. They managed to go 3-1, I believe, and did give themselves a decent position in the quarterfinals, but I predicted them to lose that quarterfinals to Misfits. It's the new roster, or the new org, I should say, for Monkeys. EXO used to play for Monkeys. Arju, Matane, and Cash is their new third So, yeah, I didn't think that they were going to make it past quarters, but Endpoint got past quarters. They managed to go through the semis as well. Of course, Carmine Corp, and then BDS in the final. Incredible run that they've been on. As you know, those three teams they beat. I thought that those were going to be three teams making the major at the end of this split, but there we go. There's another right post. Endpoint after this game, they probably just want to play on Neo Tokyo all the time because that right post is friendly to them. But don't mistake for a second that I'm trying to say that they were lucky here. Not in the slightest. They absolutely thoroughly deserve to win this series and win the entire tournament for the first European Open. But I just thought, okay, if I'm going to show you guys one game to talk about this grand final, it has to be this one where this right post kept on coming into play, and I think this was the highest scoring game as well, so definitely a lot going on. But towards the end of this one, Endpoint playing some risky kickoff strategies. They did not get into midfield play 2 kickoffs in a row there. They conceded twice quickly, so going from a 5-1 lead to 5-3, not ideal, but now they've finally made it into midfield play. Time being wasted on their part, and BDS running out of options. But yeah, what a story. Europe is completely wide open now. It was already a big question mark who's going to make it to that to the fall major in December, the first LAN that we're going to have for Rocket League in it'll be almost 2 years. Actually, it will be 2 years, I believe, at the time of that LAN since the last one happened. So an incredible thing to look forward to for all the Rocket League pros. But now we've got another team in the conversation, and I don't think that they were really seriously in that top 5 conversation before this weekend, and now they absolutely are. They've got the most points out of everybody in Europe. Now there's only 2 more events to gain points in, and whichever 5 teams have the most points coming out of that third event will make it to the major. And when I say coming out of that third event, I mean combined with the one that we just saw a game from. Wow, what a player. Seiko coming into his first ever tournament at this level, his first ever grand final, playing against BDS, who, although they're not the reigning champions for RLCS Season X in Europe, they are still, I think, the most successful team by far in RLCS Season X, and looked pretty scary in the off season as well. I think they came second place to Carmine Corp in the WePlay event. So yeah, everybody thought BDS were just going to completely stomp this, but Endpoint, like Relating Wave mentioned in one of their interviews, really showed up in the bracket. They really did well with their tactical timeouts. They looked like they just had great team atmosphere, great vibes. They were in the team house. They were giving each other smiles, whether it's a misplay or a big play, and it did look like that helped them through. Worth mentioning, by the way, that BDS were also all 3 in the team house for the first event, I think, ever. I've never seen Mark by 8 there. So they really took this seriously. They were going completely all in for this. And they didn't play badly at all. BDS fans, don't worry. I still think this team looks like a guaranteed top 5 team for Europe. I don't think there's any way that they missed a major at the end of this split with how well they were playing, and they're going to be a terrifying team once they get there. But Endpoint, they defended well. They took their chances more and more throughout this series and the next one, and they just played so well as a unit. I'm very impressed by all 3 players, especially Metza, because he's an OG, and OG players, there's not a lot of them in Europe now. There's really not that many hanging on to relevancy, and not just relevancy, but actually winning events. So far more than that from Metza. And definitely take a look at the series. You'll see that this team did not have a weak spot. They did not look like they were being carried by anyone in particular, making huge plays. Really great use of fake challenges and fakes throughout, and I can't wait to see more from them in the rest of the split. But like I said, Europe is completely wide open. It's impossible almost to know who's going to make it to that top 5 at the end of the third regional event. I honestly don't know, especially with Vitality going out so early in the last one. We'll have to wait and see. But the next European event will be in a couple of weeks' time. Next weekend is going to be North America again, and of course the minor regions that I did cover in last weekend's video. So just a quick video today. I actually have got to go catch a flight soon, so I'm going to be recording another short video, and then I'm going to be going to the airport. So just a quick one right now. I'll be back for normal streams Thursday, I think. So keep an eye out for that. If not Wednesday night, maybe Wednesday night after I get back. But we'll see. I'll still be back for the next weekend of RLCS action, of course. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Definitely take a look at the full series on the Rocket League Esports YouTube channel, and be sure to follow these guys in this incredible season that they've just got started. Europe getting even spicier than ever. But yeah, thanks for watching as always, guys. I'll see you, well, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll see you in a couple of days for the next video that I'm about to record about 10 seconds after I finish this one. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy that, and I'll see you later in the week for more streams, and next weekend for RLCS. Take care.